fish. Ted took me out to Crazy Mac's Fish Shack last night, and I got the sea bass with a side of couscous. You know what their portions are like. There's no way I could eat it all. So I brought the rest here to eat.
It's horrid. It smells like the love child of Limburger cheese and a scorching hot day at the city dump with a soupçon of griminess. Don't you know the unwritten workplace microwave rules? Rule number 1, no fish. I don't care if it's a quote-unquote mild fish or this completely at the opposite end of the spectrum atrocity you're about to consume. For the second day in a row, no fish. Rule number 2, if you cook something that spatters all over the inside of the microwave, clean it up. 2 rules. It's simple. You are currently simultaneously breaking both rules.
Look, I'm sorry, okay? It's been a tough day. These students are driving me crazy. Fish is my comfort food.
FYI, fish is an odd comfort food, just saying. Look, I'm sorry you're having a tough day.
I have been teaching computer classes for 24 years. When I first started, students ate up my class like a giant box of Good and Plenties. Now, they just don't have the ambition. They sign up for my class thinking it will be a cakewalk. Then they are so surprised when it's not as easy as it looks.
Good and Plenties. Are those the fruit-flavored ones?
No, you're thinking about the good and fruity ones. Good and Plenty are the ones that taste like licorice.
Newsflash, you are one of like 13 people in the world who like the taste of licorice.
You're missing my point.
I didn't miss your point. I just got sidetracked by your obvious lack of taste in candy. Seriously, what is up with your palate? Next time, use sugar babies in your analogy. That is a candy that people gobble up.
Well, what about your students? You look like hell.
Hola!
Hello, Mr. White. Hola, Senor,
Senor
Blanco.
Oh, ay, Dios mío, what is that awful smell? Eso es muy mal.
Lo siento. Yo have some fisho. El Shaco de Crazy Mac. Oh.
Doesn't she know about the unwritten microwave rules at work? It smells like queso y basura.
You do realize we don't know that much Spanish, right? We're only getting the glish part of your Spanglish.
I said, it smells like cheese and trash. You could all use a little more culture. Did you know that according to the 2009 Census Bureau report, 12.4% of the U.S. population speaks Spanish?
Wow, that's a larger percentage that can successfully navigate my computer classes.
Ouch. It's getting that bad?
Yeah, they don't care about computers anymore. They just want to play with their cell phones and do the texting and the selfies and play Angry Birds.
Oh, Parajos Enojados. I love that game.
I just want to go back to the days when our work meant something, when our students were hungry to learn. Oh, speaking of hungry.
My students are driving me loco, too. Look what I collected just from one class. Don't they understand how important it is to learn a second language like Spanish? Yet they don't care. When I turn around to conjugate Spanish verbs on the whiteboard, they just start throwing the paper airplanes and launching the spitballs. I mean, why did they sign up for my class if they aren't going to pay attention? Do you know what they asked me on the first day?
What?
They asked me how to say curse words in Spanish. Can you believe that?
So how do you say...
bring the most boring and bland foods that have zero odor. Perhaps some farfalle pasta with butter. My food will be completely odorless and tasteless. Is that what you want?
Yeah. Pretty much.
See. How is your shop class this year?
The worst I've ever had. Their assignment for the past 2 weeks was to build a birdhouse. A simple, easy birdhouse. You know, a box with a hole in it. Woodshop 101. Literally.
They didn't do so well, I presume.
Out of 12 students, 5 provided suitable habitation for your standard variety Pusili atricapillus.
Black-cap chickadee.
Yes, I know what Pico articopolis is. So, go on.
Anyway, 5 of them did all right. 4 of them forgot to put a hole in the birdhouse. 2 of them didn't complete the assignment. And 1 lost a finger to the table saw.
Dios mío!
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping I don't get sued. This is the worst class I've ever had. What is up with our students? Nobody cares about learning anymore.
Your stories are adorable. Really, they are. But they pale in comparison to what I have to deal with teaching the theater class. As you know, I am a world-renowned actress with a curriculum vitae that is 4 pages long.
Yes, your Dulcolax commercials that aired during Days of Our Lives was your finest work.
Oh, I don't know. I think I like the antifungal cream commercial better.
I happen to think that you're a wonderful actress.
Thank you, senor. I appreciate that.
Oh, por supuesto. And besides, I like the one where you wore the adult diaper and you said to the camera, "Loss of bladder control can happen to anyone."
Hey, I did some work on Broadway.
Off Broadway.
Off
It was
Broadway.
actually closer to New Jersey, wasn't it?
You know, you are all definitely in the wrong business. None of you should be teaching. You should all be doing stand-up comedy.
Look at us. 4 teachers who are very knowledgeable in our respective fields. We're desperately wanting to fill the minds of our students with a passion to learn skills that they didn't even realize that they had, somewhere deep down inside themselves. An untapped potential waiting to be discovered. I simply want my students to learn computer skills that will help them for the rest of their lives. There is power in the Microsoft Office suite that they can't even comprehend.
And I want to teach my students the wonder of the stage, the eloquence of the words of the playwrights like Shakespeare and Arthur Miller and Tennessee Williams. And I want them to really feel that something when they're on stage, that there's beauty and symbology and the transformation from actor to role. If they can learn how to actually become the person that they are portraying, it will change their lives forever.
I would like my students to learn how to appreciate those who build things with their hands. All they need to do in my class is create a few simple household items, such as a birdhouse, a trivet, and a tie rack. The smell of the wood should smell better to them than a grande caramel macchiato from Starbucks first thing in the morning. I want to ingrain wood grain in their brain.
I simply want my students to learn the basics of Spanish so that they can understand that there are other cultures surrounding us. The United States has a rich mixture of ethnic backgrounds. Our friends, our co-workers, and our neighbors represent such a variety of cultures, and we need to teach our students how to appreciate and celebrate the things that make us different and the ways in which we are the same.
Well, I guess it's time to head back to class.
I just never would have guessed that teaching adult education classes would have been this tough.